In recent years, the People's Republic of China has made its presence felt around the world. Indeed, the purpose of Chinese leader Xi Jinping's One Belt One Road initiative is to project its geopolitical and economic influence and cultivate deeper ties with various countries around the world. Latin America is important to China for both strategic and economic reasons. This is also the case for the United States. For 2 centuries, the US has intervened in the affairs of Latin America. Latin America has essentially been a giant US protectorate. However, China is increasing its footprint in the region. One country where the PRC has a noticeable presence is the Republic of Panama. Panama's importance lies in its strategic location, its economy, and the Panama Canal. The United States is the main user of the Panama Canal, followed by the People's Republic of China. In 2021, the Panama Canal accounted for 3.5% of the world's maritime trade. The Cologne Free Trade Zone is the largest free trade zone in the Western Hemisphere. More than 2,500 companies maintain operations in the Cologne Free Trade Zone, including companies such as Black & Decker, Calvin Klein, and Hewlett-Packard. Ties between China and Panama go back to the 19th century. Chinese migrants began arriving in what would later become Panama in the 1850s. These migrants came to work on the Panama Railroad, linking the Atlantic and Pacific Oceans. Chinese laborers in Panama faced poor living conditions, tropical diseases, and more. Many of these laborers either died or went elsewhere. The few Chinese who remained in the country became economically successful to the point where the Panamanian government enacted xenophobic laws designed to exclude Chinese immigrants from participating in the Panamanian economy and curtail Chinese migration to Panama. Chinese immigrants were mostly concentrated in Panama City and Colón. However, they would spread out around the country. First and second generation migrants took care to maintain cultural ties with China. In Panama today, there are migrants from both the People's Republic of China and Taiwan. There are newspapers of various ideological slants which serve both communities. Taiwan and the PRC have strong trade relations with Panama. Companies belonging to both China and Taiwan control Panama's 2 main ports. More recently, a Chinese state-owned consortium was awarded a contract to build a bridge connecting Panama's east and west. Back in 2017, Panama had switched its diplomatic relations from Taiwan to the People's Republic of China. Later that year, the US government tried in vain to encourage American companies to build the bridge that the Chinese would win the contract to build. China has increased its spending on diplomacy, while US spending has remained flat. In fact, some US ambassadorships have even remained empty, including Panama's. The current Panamanian government has been wary about China delaying or even rejecting various Chinese projects. However, the US has failed to offer viable alternatives to China's trade and infrastructure projects. Still, Panama was the first Latin American country to join the Belt and Road Initiative. The Panamanian government allowed a Chinese-led consortium to invest $900 million in the Panama Colón Container Port, or PCCP. The consortium in question also has a stake in the Australian port of Darwin, much to the alarm of the Australian defense community. A review conducted by the Panama Maritime Authority, the government entity in charge of Panama's ports, found that the consortium failed to meet several contractual obligations. Only a fraction of the promised $900 million was invested into the project, and the number of local laborers employed to build the PCCP was lower than expected, among other issues. The Republic of Panama is caught in the middle of the United States and People's Republic of China's global geopolitical power struggle. Panama's leadership will have to skillfully play the game of realpolitik and find a way to avoid stepping on the toes of either side. What do you guys think? Is China's increasing economic presence in Latin America good or bad for the region? Will the geopolitical competition between the US and China have long-term consequences in Panama? Let me know in the comments. Thanks for watching.